Sparkly you. Welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time here, to our YouTube channel. I'm loving having your company. The video that you're about to see is taken from my live Friday night show, so you'll see me chatting to my wonderful Sparklies. And if you enjoy it, why not join us live next time? I'm here most weeks, Friday at 7 o'clock over on Facebook. Tonight I'm going to talk all about the February birthstone, and that's Amethyst, and there's a distinct purple feel to the show tonight. We've themed a lot of the jewellery around that colour. I hope you enjoy. Let's listen in Chesterfield, and it's Friday night. Woo! Hi everybody, happy Friday. Lovely to have your company on this beautiful Friday evening in February. And it's been a little bit warmer today, hasn't it? So there's a slight feeling that spring is on the way, and we've finished January. And I don't wish my life away, but I must admit, I am glad that it's getting a little bit warmer. A little bit, warm's probably the wrong term here in Derbyshire, but a little bit milder, isn't it? And the snowdrops are out and all those little very early signs of spring, and everything's waking up, coming back to life. Oh my goodness, and it's so nice. And I feel that I am doing the same, just coming back to life a little bit, because we've just back at Adorn. So tonight, in celebration of February, I'm going to tell you all about February's birthstone, Amethyst, and we've got a bit of a purple theme to the show tonight, so I've got some purple jewellery to show you as well. Very exciting. If you are watching along with me, then do pop on and say hi. I love to know that I have your company. So let's dig in with the first piece. We've got the gorgeous purple amethyst. Now, amethyst is a very special gemstone. We do a lot of different gemstones at Adorn, and amethyst is possibly the one of the most requested gemstones of all. Everybody loves amethyst, and it's unusual because purple is, I think lots of people like purple, but I don't very often, for example, hear people say I've got a purple living room or a purple car or a purple coat or that kind of thing. In fact, a good example, I thought, you know, tonight I've got the purple show, so I'll have a quick, I'm sure I've got a purple jacket. I haven't got a purple jacket. I mean, yeah. So I've got loads of blue, but no purple. So that'll be a shopping trip, won't it? Absolutely. For the rest of the shows in February. So yeah, do you see what I mean? It's funny, isn't it? That you wouldn't necessarily, or purple shoes or all that kind of thing, but everybody loves amethyst, and I think it's because it's got such a wonderful colour palette to it. So as a gemstone, it goes with so many other different colours. It'll obviously go with purples and pinks, but it sits really well with browns, blacks, greys. It really lifts those muted tones. So if you were thinking of something, you know, something beigey or something in a fawn, and then you had animal jewellery, it's because I've just said fawn. I mean, we have got animal jewellery. We've got it with amethyst as well. It's coming up in a bit, but that's not what I meant. If you were wearing something in that kind of colour palette and you went for amethyst jewellery, it just lifts it a little bit and it adds that pop of colour. Now, this amethyst is cut on cabochon. So cabochon, really smooth. If you can hear the puppies in the background, by the way, Friday Night Naughties are in full swing, and they've just had a visit from their cousin, Gracie, a girl dog. Oh, tremendously exciting, tremendously exciting when girl dogs come round. It's amazing. And I should say that when I say cousin, because we were chatting about this with somebody the other day, and I said, oh yeah, their cousin, she's a spaniel. And they sort of looked and said, well, how is that possible? And I said, oh, no, by cousin, I mean my sister's dog. That's just, yeah. So to clear up any confusion, yes, that's right. So Gracie's been round tonight. So yeah, they've had great fun, and they had treats from our lovely next door neighbour, who is very, very thoughtful and brings them little treats. So she came and gave them some treats, and they've just had the best day ever, and then the best evening ever. So they're really excited, and they've been thundering sort of up and down the stairs, which is hilarious. And it's like a little disco, because I've put on, have you seen the automatic lights that you can get now, and they sort of magnetise to the wall. They're really good, and they don't turn on until somebody walks past them. Well, of course, the puppies are da-da-da, da-da-da, so it's like a stairs disco tonight. It's all crazy. So yes, if you can hear the noise in the background, then that's what's going on. Hi to Georgina, happy Friday. Lovely to have your company tonight. Hi to Nolene, happy Friday. Lovely to be with you tonight. I must remember as well to say a very happy birthday to Pauline. She's not on the show tonight, but Pauline, when you watch on Catch Up, happy birthday. Yeah, I hope you had a fabulous day. And of course, Adam reminds me that I must say hello to Leslie. So hello, Leslie. I hope you're having a fabulous week as well. So Amethyst, super, super popular because of the colour, and yeah, so a nice smooth cabochon finish to this one. You can see all of the inclusions on the inside there. A fascinating gemstone this. A nice smooth back, such a tactile piece. I could sit and just stroke this. A silver frame around the edge, but all of the attention is on the gemstone here. And that, can you hear that's them coming back down the stairs. A really nice generous bail there, and I've popped this on a slightly chunkier chain, so she's a bit too heavy really for one of our dotties. She just needs a slightly chunkier chain, so I've popped her on this one. But then when I was looking earlier, actually my amethyst that I'm wearing tonight is on a nice Figaro chain. Oops. There. And I chose the Figaro because I'm wearing this with my collar. I did have one ready to show you, but I haven't put it out with the rest of the show. Here we are. There, so you can see close up. So a really nice Figaro that I've got at the moment. And the Figaro chain is a big link followed by 3 little links. Figaro, there, and that's what it is. And I remember the Figaro when I was learning chains and remembering what they were all called and all the different links and that kind of thing. You know this, I'm just trying to think of the name of the song, but it says Figaro, 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 Figaro. Yes? And that's how I remember. It's a Figaro chain because here, look. Figaro, 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 Figaro. Yeah, it works for me. I don't know what to tell you. It might not work for you, but it works for me. And this silver Figaro chain, so you could put that on there. That would just be a little bit extra, and then you could go a little bit, see, slightly heavier than the belcher I've got on there, so slightly thicker, and just gives it a different look. And I've chosen to put the one that I'm wearing onto a Figaro chain because the Figaro chain lies flat, so you can you see if I lean forward a little bit that she's flat against my neck, and there, that's how she sits on the hand, as opposed to the belcher, because the belcher's round. She's not chunky, but she's got a little bit more movement, and that just, it didn't work for me with my Adorn talk today. So that's what I decided to do. How are you all? Have you had a lovely week? Are you enjoying February so far? I couldn't remember what month we were in then. Happy Friday to Wendy. Lovely to have your company. Georgina says, lovely shape. Thank you. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Really nice and smooth. A little bit elongated in the oval. Happy Sparkly Friday to Sarah and to Steph. Lovely to have your company tonight. Wendy says, I was thinking that too, Laura, about Figaro. Yeah, I bought a Figaro chain years and years ago. They're brilliant, aren't they? Definitely. They're really comfortable to wear. Nice and flat. Really nice profile. Definitely. Yes. So it will layer, Wendy, with your Adorn talk. That'll sit just beautifully when you want to do a layer. Also, I must add that I am wearing the amethyst a little bit higher for the show tonight so you can see, but if I was wearing this, I would just have that little bit of extra room. Not much, but I would probably have her starting just that little bit lower because she's quite high to my blue john at the moment. So I'd just give her some more space if I wasn't wearing her to show her to you. But I am. Wendy says, recovering from a cough and cold. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sending good vibes. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. It lays you quite low, doesn't it, cough and cold? It sort of zaps all your energy, yeah, and all that kind of thing. Well, I'm hoping that the milder weather, is the weather milder with you, has been in Derbyshire today. It's I started off earlier by saying it was warm, it wasn't warm. I think that was a bit of an exaggeration, but it was about 12 degrees. So unseasonably, it is, yeah, it is quite warm. So the nice oval amethyst there, £70, this one. And amethyst has got fascinating history as well. It's known as the stone of sobriety, the gemstone of sobriety. It brings balance to you as well. That's one of the legends about the gemstone. So you'll have to well, I can tell you, can't I? If I fall over less when I'm wearing this, I'll tell you, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if that works. And in the Roman Empire, they used to drink from goblets of amethyst because they believed that if you drank from an amethyst goblet, you wouldn't get drunk. And I think, yeah, I think they must have got drunk enough to forget that they got drunk. Mustn't they? Otherwise, that that legend just wouldn't work, would it? Once you'd done that, but yeah, that was the so there used to be lots of amethyst goblets for that reason, or goblets studded with amethyst because it was the stone of sobriety. Now, if you can see the little dancing light in there, that's the light from my studio. From my studio, that's at the top there. That's what's moving around. But you can see inside. Can you see? All these little, that's Moriarty, all these little inclusions inside. It's a fascinating, fascinating gemstone. And you may have seen it as well, rough, it's kind of peaked, sort of, yeah, in its crystal form. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Wendy says, first day out since Monday. Oh gosh, oh that's good. I'm glad that you're feeling that you can go out a little bit, because it does make you feel a bit better, doesn't it? Today it's been foggy and a bit rainy. Oh, you've had fog. Apparently the reason I was watching tonight, the reason that we've had the fabulous sunsets that we've been having is down to we've got Sahara dust blowing over. Sahara sand. So all these sort of gorgeous red and purple. The sky was absolutely beautiful last night when we were walking home, and it was just gorgeous. Apparently that's why, Sahara sand. So I don't know if that would be cause the fog as well. It'd be a different colour, I suppose, from fog. Good evening to Becky. Happy Friday. Lovely to have your company today. So that's the amethyst, £70 this one, including the chain, and obviously a little bit more, and we could pop that on a Figaro chain if that's what you fancied. If you fancied something a little bit heavier and a little bit more decorative. And I've stuck with a purple theme tonight. We've got a very purple show in celebration of the amethyst. So I'll go from a big amethyst to a teeny tiny amethyst. And this one is the moon gazing hare. So she's gazing up there at the tree of life here, and she's got a tiny little amethyst inside that pentacle there. The star, that nice symbol of good luck. And again, this one's a nice flat piece. So we've gone from something that's quite chunky and a little bit heavy to something that's a little bit more delicate with a teeny tiny amethyst in there. So if you wanted a little nod to the February birthstone, but you didn't want something sort of over to OTT, then this would be a lovely choice. And I love the texture of this as well. So all the tree is textured, the little hair is oxidized, so you can really see her detail. Absolutely beautiful. Wendy says, we had a lovely sunset yesterday. Yeah, they've been just gorgeous, haven't they? Interesting then that it's along the country as well. Just absolutely fabulous. And my whole, sort of all of my Facebook was all sunsets yesterday. It was crazy. Everybody was sort of snapping them. And then when we walked home, it's one of those that actually makes you stop. So I said to Adam, oh, look down, and we just looked down the road. Wow. And it was this gorgeous purple and pinks, very in season actually for February, very purpley. It was amazing. And the puppies were standing there going, well, come on, we want to go, what are we looking at? On the super popular dotty chain, this one, 16, 18 or 20 inches on that dotty, £65, the moon gazing hare with the little amethyst there as well. And then the same colour in the amethyst. This collection is a cubic zirconia. So that nice purple colour, but a created gemstone. Nice and dainty, this one. And the lovely Marcasite. It's beautiful, beautiful piece, this one. It's cut wonderfully. So I'll bring that in so you can see. A little bit vintagey. a nice deep purple, and it's quite a tiny one, this one. Let me see if I can unpick myself. I got myself in a bit of a tangle earlier. It's another reason that I decided to off with the Belcher and on with the Figaro, because I sort of tangled myself up. I've had a day of being entangled, you know. It's very I don't know why. Maybe there's that. I shall have to look up an anti-tangle stone, won't I? That's what I need in my life. A gemstone that stops you getting tangled and caught on door handles. That would be perfect. Very specific. I don't think there'd be much call for it, but that's what I need. So I shall have a look and see if such a stone exists and update you accordingly. So that is the little Marcasite heart. So nice and dainty. I'm just going to have a little drink. Cheers. I've got tonight orange juice, lemon and ginger juice, and a little bit of fizzy orange in there. Just in case you were wondering, what are you all drinking tonight? I hope you're having a nice drink. Sarah says, I could be in trouble with Steph, my favourite gemstone. Oh, I know. Yes, of course, I forgot you're the Amethyst lady. Yeah. Just don't look. It's fine. Just watch the show like that. It'll be fine. Is Steph getting worried? Has he gone into another room? Dun, dun, dun. Amanda says hello. Hello to Amanda. Happy Friday. Lovely to have your company tonight. And hello to Gail. Hi to you. Gail says, I have the heart necklace and earrings and they are so beautiful. Oh, they are. Thank you, Gail. They are gorgeous and you do wear them very well. Yes, I remember now you've said that you've got those. Wendy's drinking peppermint tea. Lovely. I've been on peppermint tea today. Nice and soothing, isn't it? Nice and calming, peppermint tea. That's my evening drink. These are the earrings. And they sit just beautifully on the ear. A nice shot of purple. They look beautiful against the skin. And against the darkness of the Marcasite, they really pop, don't they? I disappointed my friend with peppermint tea the other day. Which sounds sort of like the beginning of an Alan Bennett play, doesn't it? But we went for cocktails and we had cocktails and tapas and it was amazing. It's lovely, very nice. So I had, and we had a mulled wine as well because 'tis still the season, sort of, kind of. We were still in January. So I had the tapas and before we changed bars, because we had a couple of drinks and then we said, oh, we'll go and have a couple of drinks somewhere else. And I said, but actually, because I've had, you know, tapas and cocktails, I'm just going to have a nice soothing peppermint tea. She was very disappointed, very disappointed that I mixed in with our cocktail night. You are definitely over 40, pot of peppermint tea. She flat refused. No, I'm not having peppermint tea. I'm going to have another cocktail. But I felt wonderful. I was nice and relaxed, obviously, you know. Much better than Red Bull. Had the opposite effect. I did obviously run the risk of sort of falling asleep in a corner, but it didn't happen. That's more Valerian, isn't it? I wasn't quite there. But yeah, I don't think I've never seen such a look of disappointment on my friend's face before at all when we were out in the evening. Peppermint tea, good grief. But the team on the bar didn't bat an eyelid. Did not mind at all. So it can't be that unusual, can it? So they're the earrings, £35 each, these ones. £35 pendant, £35 earrings. And I think because of that amethyst colour, they're a great birthday present for February. I also think they're a great Valentine's Day present as well. Wendy says, I love it. See, I knew that you'd be on my side. Amanda says, peppermint tea is my favourite too. It's lovely, isn't it? I really, really like it. I do love peppermint tea. Becky says, just had a tumbler of Baileys. Becky, that sounds lovely. Now having a cup of tea. Brilliant. Oh, that's not a bad idea, actually, Baileys. Do you know, I didn't have Baileys this Christmas at all. So actually, was it even Christmas? You've got to ask yourself, haven't you? Yeah. It's lovely. It's my brother-in-law, is one of his favourite drinks as well. Baileys. Yeah, he does like a bit of Baileys. Sarah says, not yet. You're not in trouble yet. Not gone into the other room. That's all right. Don't worry. We've time. We have got time. So there we go. And the Marcasite, obviously giving that little bit of a vintage feel. And then if you wanted to go a little bit bigger with those earrings, we were having a chat about these earrings today. Somebody was gauging the size. Now we do have this as a pendant as well. She'll be on her way back in soon. She's not in stock at the moment, but the pendant is the same size, so she will be there. That's how big she'll be as the pendant. And then the earrings are fab. A nice statement earring. Nice dangly, very, very twinkly. All the sides of this are open work in silver. So they're all open at the sides and then at the front as well. And we've just got that Marcasite contrast. And then at the back as well, the open, just to let all that light stream through. Absolutely beautiful. And these ones, I'm just reminding myself of the price of these ones. £65 the earrings, £65 the pendant as well from memory. And that gorgeous purple colour. It's very regal, isn't it? Purple. Very, very royal. Paula says, lovely. Thank you, Paula. Becky says, I had 3 bottles as gifts. Always have it for Christmas. Yeah, don't measure it out, just pour. That's it. Yeah. If ever there was a metaphor for life, don't measure it out, just pour. I love that. Amazing. That's lovely. Wendy says, I bought a bottle of Baileys but didn't have any. We might have to have a Baileys night, might we? We'll have Friday Night Live with Baileys. Love those, says Wendy. Didn't you have that set in green too? Yeah, we did. Yes. I do this set in green, sort of like an emerald green. It's gorgeous, in the cubic zirconia again. And I do a slightly thinner pear drop in the emerald shade, emerald colour rather, as well. It's sort of half of the width of this one, so it's without the filigree. That's a gorgeous colour. It's all the sort of regal colours. Wendy says, yes, definitely a Baileys. We'll have to have a Baileys night. It's got to be done. And that's how they sit in the ear. And then we've got the bracelet to match that as well. And I love the bracelet. Let me show you. So the bracelet with all of those gorgeous pear shapes on as well. And the Marcasite, those nice little geometric pieces in between, all set in silver again. All the backs are open again, so they're a nice claw set around the amethyst. The center of the diamond shape is open, so that nice geometric shape there, so it really pulls your eye in. And it makes for a really nice, delicate bracelet. Nothing too chunky about that. That's just going to sit perfectly on your wrist. It's going to catch the light beautifully. When you're out for your cocktails and your peppermint tea. Amanda says, bracelet is stunning. Thank you, Amanda. She's gorgeous, isn't she? And that beautiful purple colour there. Again, £75 the bracelet. £75. A nice hidden clasp as well there. So it's a little... And we just open that up and she fits round and clips in, and she's just, yeah, she's beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous to wear. Really lovely. Very vintagey, but a kind of, she's a throwback to vintage, but she's not, I don't think she's an old-fashioned. I think she's got the vintage charm. And the colour in that's just absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous set, says Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. It is beautiful, that one, isn't it? Love it. Love the colour again. Now, the next piece I've chosen is an amethyst again. And it is our amethyst dragonfly brooch with the pliqué jour enamel. Now, we've got the amethyst in the centre, white sapphire right the way down the tail, and an amethyst in each ring there too. And then that gorgeous pliqué jour enamel on the wings, and just that gorgeous green colour. Absolutely beautiful. Now this is a brooch and a pendant. So the brooch, you can see the pin on the back, very cleverly hidden by the wings, so you can't see that from the front, and a very special clasp on the brooch. Let me see if I can bring that in enough to show you. So do you see, that's where the brooch, let me just undo this because it's nigh on impossible to do backwards, I'm afraid. So there we are. So the brooch comes open there, and you'll just be able to see this bit at the end. It's almost like a little tube. So the pin goes up into the tube there, and then the tube closes, and that locks the pin in. And that means normally we set a brooch with a roll clasp and it rolls round and you can undo it. This one has this little hidden clasp in the tube because she's also a pendant. So when she's against your neck, when you're wearing her as a pendant, she's still going to be really comfortable. So she's got that beautiful hidden bail. Again, very clever. It's a double bail. So I'm just trying to get so you can see. Do you see there? So she goes right across the back. So she's going to thread through and she's going to sit like a necklace. She's absolutely beautiful. And you can also wear her with the single bail, which is here. And then she'll sit like a pendant. Very, very clever. Absolutely wonderful. £575 this one, 575. And she's got that beautiful enamel work on there as well, all hand enamelled, which I absolutely love. And those amethysts in the centre. The amethyst and green, very 1930s, very Art Nouveau, this piece. And I think that's just absolutely wonderful. Gorgeous. And then I've got our ring of the week to show you. And the ring of the week this week is a trilogy ring in a round brilliant diamonds. And I decided to show you a ring in yellow gold because we haven't really featured a yellow gold for a while. So I thought I'd feature this one and you could see. Now the rings in this collection I can create in white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, palladium, platinum. So you can have them in any precious metal that you like. Some gorgeous choices there. But in the yellow gold, I thought it might be fun to show you a piece that tonight, so just a little bit more traditional. We're still seeing, we had a sort of renaissance of gold, didn't we? And we're still seeing silver really and platinum and palladium as the most popular metal at the moment. But gold is definitely a choice for a lot of you. And unusually, we've set the diamonds in the yellow gold here as well. Now you could have these set in a white gold should you want to, or a platinum, but we've set them in yellow gold here just for a little bit of a difference, just for a little bit of a change. And the gorgeous round brilliant diamonds, the sparkliest of all the diamond cuts, they are just wonderful. And the trilogy, of course, in jewellery representing your past, present and future, so it's a really nice symbol. Gorgeous engagement ring actually. If you were getting engaged, that would sit nicely with a wedding ring. And I do love the trilogy. I love the symbol behind it. Really nice and sparkly. Now, Georgina says, oh, gorgeous. Thank you, Georgina. Fabulous, isn't she, this one? Now, on our ring creator, you can create this and have a play and see, because you can make the diamonds smaller, you can make the diamonds bigger. You can change her to platinum if you want to, and see. In this ring, she's starting at just over £1,600, so £1,604. And we could go for slightly smaller diamonds if you wanted to, but here she's starting at just over 1,604. And I think she's just wonderful. A nice slender band there, a nice taper, but we're slender all the way round. So she's nice and comfortable to wear, and she will sit with your other rings. So if you did want to, let's just sit her with my wedding ring so you can see my do you know I had I was wearing a gold wedding ring on top of my wedding ring yesterday. I wear when I go to the gym, so hardly ever, I put another wedding ring on top of my wedding ring. My wedding ring fits really well and she's not going anywhere, but I always like to put something on top. So I did have a gold one. If I'd have thought, I could have shown you, couldn't I? But there you go. That'll show you just how she would sit with the wedding ring. So you've got plenty of room in that profile there, look. So she's going to sit nice and flush. And she's going to make a fabulous sweep, but she would look equally beautiful on her own. Let me just, oops, pop her off. She's a very good fit. Let's bring her over my knuckle there. Let's pop her onto the other side to show you. There we are. So she would look equally beautiful on her own with those sparkling diamonds there as well. Now we can create the trilogy ring in different gemstones as well. So if you're thinking of a trilogy amethyst, for example, or a trilogy sapphire or ruby, or maybe a sapphire center and diamonds either side. There are lots of different combinations. So if you're thinking of something and you haven't seen it, then just ask and we'll see if we can do it for you. We've done a couple of those rings recently where we've seen the style that we like and just changed the gemstones to different gemstones. Beautiful sparkle, says Georgina. It's gorgeous, says Wendy. Thank you both. She is a fabulous one, this one, isn't she? I do like a little bit of sparkle. Absolutely gorgeous. And she's just nicely placed on your finger. Wonderful. And that's my show tonight. I hope you've enjoyed our predominantly purple show for February and learnt a little bit more about the February birthstone as well, Amethyst. We are over at Adorn tomorrow on Saturday from 10 until 5, and then we're open. Our usual opening hours next week is Monday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday from 10 until 5. So if you're thinking of popping in, then do come and see us to say hello. Our website is open and we'll be posting out again on Monday. So if you've placed your order today or tomorrow over the weekend, they will all go out on Monday, and lots on there. Everything I've shown you tonight is over on the website, so you'll be able to have a look and have a little play. I'm just thinking, with the possible exception of the hair, I'm sure she's on there. Anyway, I'll check later, and if she's not, I'll put her on for you. But everything else that I've shown you tonight is all on the website, so you'll be able to pop over and have a closer look. And as always, if you have any questions for me, then you can pop onto the website and use the contact form, or you can send me a message here on Facebook or over on Instagram. I always love to hear from you, so send me messages with any questions you might have. It's been lovely to spend some time with you this Friday. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I have. I'm sending lots of love from my home to yours. And remember, until next we meet, say it with me, eat, sleep, sparkle, repeat. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. See you soon. Bye.